Hello everyone, welcome back to Base Damage. Hope you're all doing well, and today we're going to be taking a look at the Oshi set. We're getting this in English on September 20th. I'm going to be trying to release this a fairly decent time, sooner than what I did for Akashi Triangle, which was the day before. So let's get right into this. So for Oshi, we got this in JP last year in 2023. So we are going to take a look at it today. All this stuff is obviously out for it. This has a booster set and a trial deck, and I didn't take a peek at the effects, but I did look through the set real quick just to see kind of what we were dealing with. So we only have 3 colors for the booster set, and obviously for the set in general. There's no green. We had yellow, red, and blue. I almost wonder if for certain sets they're just trying to phase out green altogether. I don't know. Probably not. I'm just talking. And it's a full 100 card set, so we have a lot to go over today. I'm going to be trying to go through this as quickly as possible, so if I do miss something, I greatly apologize. Feel free to comment down below in the comment section anything that you want, honestly, but obviously if you see that I missed something that you think is like really awesome and should be talked about, feel free to comment it down below. It would be greatly appreciated. But yeah, so for anyone who has never listened into one of my first impressions videos, we will be at least highlighting the double rares 100%, and then after the double rares, say like down to this one and further, I will at least be reading through them myself to try to see if I can find anything that I think is really cool, or maybe like a unique effect or something that I feel is worthy of stating, making note of, etc. But we're also going to take a look at some really nice card art along the way, but we'll get to that in a second here. So obviously start with the yellows. We have this 00 Ruby, the first double rare of the set. First off, very, very nice SSP. I can't zoom in but so much, otherwise it would literally be like behind my head and everything, so but this first Ruby is really cool. Let's see. We have 0015. When a climax is placed in your climax area, reveal the top card of your deck. If that card is level 1 or higher, choose one of your Showbiz characters. This turn, it gets 1,000 power and +1 soul. Kind of a significant boost there. That's actually really cool. And Showbiz, I'm just going to assume, because disclaimer right now, Showbiz, I'm assuming, is like their music trait. Basically, when I refer to that, I mean it's basically something probably every single character in the set is going to have the Showbiz trait. It's kind of referencing like Love Live and Idolmaster back in the day, where everything just had the music trait, and you didn't have to worry about like traits not lining up for effects. So that's what I mean when I refer to that. And also, complete and total disclaimer, I have not watched this anime. I watched the very first episode when it dropped, the first episode that was like, what, an hour? It was either like an hour or an hour and a half long. I watched that. That was it. I haven't watched anything past that, and I know we're getting like a season 2 sometime soon, as of the recording of this, so I know nothing about the characters other than what happened in that first episode. That's it. That is all I know. So if I see like a trait and you don't see me react to a particular card or a particular effect, like, and you're like, oh shit, this is actually like flavored like to the effect of the character or something, I won't know it. I'm just stating. Other than the main synopsis that happened in the first episode, that's all I know. So anyway, sorry, continuing. Brainstorm, pay 1, rest this, mill 4. For each climax, you get to salvage back a character from your waiting room. Generic Brainstormer, pretty cool little buffing effect. Not bad. With the first climax combo of the set with this Kana is a 104k. During your turn, if you have another Showbiz character, this gets plus 3k power. I will go ahead and say thank you to Oshi for not having Devil Hunter Devil as your like reoccurring trait. So, you know, like some kind of showbiz thing. So I just have to say the one word like once, and that's it. So it ends up becoming a 7k. It climax combos with a choice trigger, meaning it'll be an 8k offensively, but it's extremely weak defensively. So already something that me personally, I just don't care for, but it doesn't matter if it gets the job done. When this attacks, if you have the choice trigger in play, and you have to have an experience of 2. So then you mill 2, Choose up to one level X or lower showbiz character, specifically, in your waiting room, add it to hand. If X is 2 or higher, you may discard a card. If you discarded a card... Hold on. Oh, whoa. Okay, hold on. If you discarded 1, choose one character in your waiting room, add it to hand. So you have to... okay. So you mill 2 cards. As long as those total up to 2 or higher, it lets you discard and then salvage back anything. So as long as you mill a level 2 or higher, or like what it equates to 2 or higher, you can salvage back anything you want, is what I'm hearing. But you also have to discard first after the mill. I guess you don't have to reverse, which is... So this is like on attack. It just seems really excessive. I don't know how often this is going to go off, but anybody running this effect, you have my salute. You know, good luck. It's probably not the worst in the world. It just seems really excessive here. Then we have, I don't know if I'm going to pronounce this correctly, Memcho, I don't know. It's a 3/2/9/5. If you have 2 or less climaxes in your waiting room, this gets -1 level in hand, so early play. If all of your characters are showbiz, this gets 1,000 power, just constant 10/5. From the first 3 cards, it looks like everything has showbiz. I'm gonna have to keep an eye out for anything that doesn't have it, because I feel like adding this kind of text is just pointless. You don't have that many effects in the game that remove traits. I know they exist. I know there's like some events and character backups that remove traits. Thus, it would get rid of this 1,000 power from this. But that's so rare, in my opinion. At least from what I've seen. In English, it's rare. Just saying. Anyway, JP, maybe it's rampant. Who knows? So an auto, when this is placed on stage from hand, if you have an experience of 3 or more, choose one of the following 2 effects and resolve it. Fairly easy experience to get by level 2, so that doesn't really seem like too much of an issue. So the 2 effects are look at up to 3 cards from the top of your deck, choose one card amongst them, add it to hand, send the rest back on top of your deck in any order. That's actually really nice right there. Then we have a discard 1 on play. Pitch a card, choose a showbiz character in your clock and add it to hand. So a heal to clock, it has to be a character though. No problem there. Honestly, this is really good. Like I said, really easy experience. The early play is not the worst in the world. If this was like a 4 or more showbiz characters early play condition, oh, this would be busted. This would easily be like one of the most expensive cards in the set. So. Also, just before we continue, very, very lovely art. We already have 2 SSPs right off the bat, and an SP for the Kana. I saw there was another SSP right here with this Kana. So it's like, wow, like 3 SSPs right off the bat. I didn't really check the other colors. I just happened to notice this when I was first pulling up the site on Weiss Tea Time and everything. So it was like, okay, we have a lot of signs in this. That's going to be really cool. Also, very nice SR art is nice because it's like showing alternate art, not just like a zoomed out picture or something, you know. So very, very nice there. Kudos to Oshi no Ko for having variation, kind of. That's kind of variation on that one. I guess that's a little bit more, but I know she's like dancing or something. So they probably had to worry about like the frames for that one. I'm just, anyway. Let's get back up here to this 3/2 Kana, and this is the last double rare. From here on out afterwards, I'll just be kind of skimming over. But we have this 3/2 Kana. When it's placed on stage from hand, heal 1, always good. Experience of 6. So this one you actually have to, manage and keep an eye on. When this attacks, if you have a particular choice trigger in play, and you have an experience 6 or more, you can pay 1 stock. If you do this turn, this gains the following ability, which is an auto ability. This ability can only be activated up to once per turn. When this card's damage is canceled, send the bottom 3 cards of your opponent's deck to the waiting room. Then deal 2 damage to your opponent X times. X is equal to the number of level 0 or lower cards sent to the waiting room by this effect. Alright, so I like this for one particular reason, and it's the fact that this punishes people who like to play like 24 plus level zeros. Or 20 plus level zeros in general, just the ones who are like, oh, I don't need level 1 at all. I need like 4 level 1s, and that's it for my level 1 game. and they're just like, oh, I just need utility, nothing but utility. It's like, okay, cool. You're going to mill that utility, and then you're going to take a lot of damage. So that has the potential to mill the bottom 3 cards, mill 3 level 0s. You could potentially burn 2-3 times. That's actually crazy. Like I said, if you do, and that's going to specifically punish people who like to run excessive amounts of level 0s that I think is just unnecessary to begin with. So this isn't like the craziest thing in the world. If you're going up against something like a standby, and I realize there's like text here. There's text here that I don't know. It doesn't state, I don't know if it says climaxes count as level 0s. Unless the set drops and it says otherwise. I could be wrong. Most of the time, effects like this will state climaxes are regarded as level 0. Meaning if you also mill climaxes, you would get it. But it doesn't state if the number of level 0 or lower characters. It specifically says 0 or lower cards. So I'm assuming, it looks like there's a parentheses here. I know it's kind of hard to see on the screen. There's looks like to be a parentheses right here, the very last line. That may be an effect stating if part of the bottom deck effect is climax cards, they're probably regarded as level 0. So I'm going to assume that is the case unless the card comes out and says otherwise. So as of right now, if it gets printed and it's different, I'm sorry. As of right now, that's what I'm going by. Anyway, so I just wanted to clarify that completely, because otherwise that could, because it changes the effect completely and totally. Let's just be real. So, but that, even more so. Oh, look, you're running like 24 level 0s, and also your climaxes count towards that as well. You know, look, over half of your deck could easily be targets for this, like 32 cards at that point. So anyway, let's see. All right, so now I'm just gonna kind of skim through and see what we got. Looks to be like an anti-mover level 0. Also a stock bomb. This ruby is specifically discard a climax with a choice trigger. To then salvage back a climax with a choice trigger from waiting room. So this is specifically like a choice trigger exchange, basically. Okay, cool. Vicana, very, very cute with these arts as well. Let's see. At the start of your opponent's draw phase, but I haven't seen this in a while. Mill 2, if there's a level 2 or higher card amongst those cards, you can return this to hand. So this would be really cool for like a standby variant, because being able to go ahead and mill like your standby targets and everything. Also, a standby deck is going to have better chances of having a level 2 or higher card. So this is going to be really good for something like that. So Mimcho, let's see. On play, pay 1, pitch 1 to salvage back a character. Okay, cool. This also lets you bounce back your opponent's level 0 lower characters. Okay. Ooh. Okay, I actually really, really like this. I really, really like this. I have a big issue with like experience-based effects, but this is something that actually really helps. First off, this completely levels you, first off. Oh, no, it doesn't. I'm sorry, I had to read the rest of the thing, because I just saw send this to level zone. So, it has a cost to basically exchange this and one of your cards, one of your showbiz characters in your level zone with this, as being part of the cost to top check up to 4. But while this is, so pretty cool, like in terms of a good resource engine. But also, if this is in your level zone, this gets +3 level. This makes getting experience-based effects way, way easier. Most of the time, like, experience-based decks have to worry about, like, a level swap of, like, a card or effect or something that does that, which is still cool. Maybe there's something like that in here that does this, but you can easily get away with this, like, just running, like, a playset of this rare and more than likely make certain that all of your level experience-based effects are gonna go off. So this needs to happen more. Bushi, if anyone is listening to this needs to happen way more. At least in terms of experience-based decks, That's great. Okay, cool. Maybe this is also flavor for Mimcho to begin with. I don't know, but also cute little SP right there. That is adorable. Little cat face. So, very adorable. Also, it looks like she has devil horns. Hold up. Who is this chick? I was like, wait a minute. I thought it was just like maybe part of a costume or just like kind of like where she's holding the fingers up here is like maybe it's like, oh, look, I have devil horns. No. She literally has them just constantly. It's not like a headband or something, is it? I just noticed that. Sorry. I was just like, wait a minute, hold up. So that's actually kind of cool. All right, so let's continue. Oh, okay, so this is cool. It has an effect where you can grab a specific event if you trigger a choice trigger. So that's really cool, just in terms of working with like the 8 choice decks and stuff like that. If you trigger, when a climax is placed with a choice trigger, all of your characters gain an additional 500 power. So you're playing it and giving everybody a 1500 power buff and a soul. So that's actually really cool. But sorry, I can't get over the horns now. I was just like, are they real? Like, what's going on? I don't remember hearing anything about demons in the first episode. Hold up now. Anyway, someone will probably tell me like, oh, it's just like a thing. It's probably like a headband or something. Let's see, Kana. Experience of 2. Gives a buff. Okay. On attack, if you have a climax with a choice trigger, so it's like a faux climax combo. Look it up to 2 cards, put them back in top of the deck in any order, and this gets an extra 1000 power. The top check effect for that could be relevant. Just saying, like that's actually really cool. It runs to the back position. We got a 1/1 Kana. Also, I know there's like some significance to the stars in the eyes. I know there's like supposed to be like some significance because like a lot of the. Also, that's just cute. Like a lot of the idols and whatnot are like have them in their eyes or something, and then there's like it's like something to do with that. I have no fucking clue. Looks to be a anti-change reverser. Sends characters to stock. Ooh, this is interesting. On play, if you have an experience of 2 or more, choose one of your characters. It gets 1500 power and hexproof. So, can't be targeted by your opponent's effects. Okay. That's actually really cool to be able to just add to a character, like, especially protect your early play characters while also getting rid of your opponent's early play characters. There's kind of a double thing with this, so that's really cool. Got a 3K and memory kick Ruby backup, really cool. Another Mimcho. Also, I had to look twice. I was like, oh, it's the same. She like dyed her hair in this one or something. I don't know. Okay, cool. I'll be real, I forgot this was a thing when I was going through. And I was looking at it. The first time I glanced through, I was like, the fuck is this? I'm glancing back through this and going, the fuck is this? You know what? I don't want to know. All of your other copies of him get 3k power. So if you have 3 on the field, if you have 4 on the field, let's just go max number here. Actually, okay, let's go one at a time. You got 2 on the field. Each of them are 8k. 8 5s because they give each other 500 power. If you have 3 copies of this on field, these are 11 and then 12 because of how the math would work, because of how they would buff each other. 3 of these on the field, they're all 12k. This just seems too funny. Also, like, it has 2 soul. This screams like one of the craziest like standby targets ever to me. And then a full like 4 of these on field, you would have 12 5, another 13. There would be 15 5s. Because I'm going based off of other. If I'm wrong on that math, I'm sorry. But I mean, even just like the 12 5, like the 12k is kind of crazy. And if it was just a 1 soul, I wouldn't care. But it's a 2 soul. Watch out for uncommons, people. Shit can be like crazy. Anyway, let's continue. Mimcho, we have a climax combo. I'm going to try to. It gets a cancel burn, not even a cancel burn. It gets an on cancel effect to choose 2 showbiz characters in waiting room to put them into your stock. Okay. Oh, you also get to salvage back 1 from waiting room. So you get to salvage back regardless, and then possibly get some nice clean stock. Got a 2/1 ruby. Experience 4 or more. Like I said, that 1 level 0 is going to make all of these experience effects way easier to pull off. Just saying. If the sum of levels is 4 or more, level of the character across from this is 2 or higher. Okay, so she's a level 2 Slayer. Okay. Very understandable. We are still in yellow. I just realized, like, I haven't killed enough time here. It lets you pay for... It lets you send stuff to... From waiting, it lets you send a showbiz character from waiting room to stock, so it kind of pays for half of its cost. Climax combo. To rest this to salvage. Damage is canceled. You can bounce this back. Oh, cool! It's like a all players mill 1. I know it says all players mill 1, but like most of the time, Weiss is just played with 2 people. But I like the fact that they like, just in case someone would want to have like a Weiss Schwarz free-for-all, they always like word effects that say all players, and because of that, effects like this work in like just for everyone involved in a free-for-all. For anyone who doesn't understand what I mean by that, a free-for-all is what we did like back in back in my college days of like playing Magic the Gathering or whatever. Where you get like, we would literally have a table of like 6 or 8 people all playing Magic. So a multi-person game. It's just the easiest way of saying it. We just called it a free-for-all. Top check to get soul. When this attacks, if you... Oh, okay, and then you mill, and you can summon if it's level 0 character. Okay. This specifically adds characters with experience-based effects, so that's going to be a major thing. Twin Drive, if you have some other characters coming up named Aqua. Very interesting considering what just happened before I recorded this. Let's see. The face is here. I do need to go back and watch. I need to go watch the entirety of this show. Let's see. Oh, it has the chance of bouncing back to hand. They got a lot of nice utility cards even at level 1. Let's see. Oh, okay, this is what people refer to as like a Leafa backup, but it's at level 1 instead of level 2. Basically, when you use the card's backup, reveal the top card of your deck if it's a showbiz character, add it to hand, and then you discard 1 card, which is really good because you can potentially save a character and get closer to a cancel, possibly. So, remember, mill runners don't help you cancel. Quote unquote. Sarcasm. Just realized this. Don't know what this is. It looks like it has something to do with choice triggers, but Weiss Tea Time dropped the ball on this one and didn't add an effect. So this Kana, I had to think of her name, has some effect to do with choice triggers. The way this looks worded is like when you play a choice trigger, it gains an effect. I could be incorrect on this, and if I am, cool. So actually, I'm going to politely request, if someone knows the effect of this card, please comment it down below. It would be greatly appreciated. But specifically say, like, this is the effect of card number 28. Like, just put that, like, in your, like, at the top of your comment or something. If you know what this says, please put it. It would be greatly appreciated. But I have no clue. I cannot read the moon runes. Otherwise, I wouldn't be having to come here to Weiss Tea Time. But come on, guys. Y'all are usually so good about this. Y'all missed one. Anyway, the 3-0 events that was talked about earlier can be grabbed via from their choice trigger effects because of some other shenanigans. Here's what we've been building up to. So we have a 3-0 event. Choose one of the following 3 effects and resolve it. Either just outright search your deck for a climax, which is really cool. Choose one of your characters that gets 4k power, then send this to stock. You get extra stock off this. This is really nice where you can play like multiples of these at level 3. So, and then it gives a okay. Oh, okay, so like on play of the event, you can pay 4 stock. If you do, choose a character that gets on attack, burn 3. That's kind of crazy. Okay. Some very, very nice like overframe rares for some of these effects, like some of these as well. Like these look like really cool. This one especially, this is like insane. All right, we're getting to the reds. We have... Oh, so the dude's name was... Or this is a different guy, is it? No, this is the other twin named Aqua. Okay. It's been so long since I watched this. Shit. Anyway, so we have an I. Hoshino I? I might be misremembering that name. So this is the first double rare for red. Is a 00500. I was supposed to say 5,500. Sorry. When this is reversed, you may pay the cost, which is pay 1, put a showbiz character from your waiting room on the bottom of your clock, send this to memory. Yeah, this is going to get grabbed. This is going to have a price tag as well. If you do, search your deck for up to 1 showbiz character, show it to your opponent, add it to hand, shuffle your deck afterwards. So, all right. So, yeah, this is going to be another one of the big ones. This is also an SSP. I am actually worried about how much this SSP is going to cost. This is going to be crazy. This is going to be one of the big ones, one of the big cards of the set. Aqua having an SP, Ruby having an SP. Oh yeah, no, these were... Yeah, okay. Because these two were the twins. Because they each have 1 star in their eye. Because it was like split between the 2 of them. Let's see. 001K Aqua on attack. You can perform trigger check twice. If you trigger twice, put the top card of your stock into the waiting room. So you don't just get to generate 2 free stock. You pay it out, but you get to trigger twice. When your other showbiz character is frontaled, you can pay 1 and send this to memory. If you do, return that character to hand. So you had experience-based effects for yellow. We're having a lot of memory stuff for red. Interesting. Okay, and even with the first ruby here, or the first ruby. Yeah, because it was a Hoshin. It was an eye. So we do have this first ruby here is a memory-based effect. You have to have this particular eye in memory. But on play, if you do, pay, you can heal 1. And then, it's a 3-2, 10-5. So, when this attacks, if you have a door climax, not standby, we're working with door, you can, let's see. Ooh, okay. You can discard a card. If you do, look at up to 2 cards from the top of your opponent's deck. Choose up to 2 characters whose power... Hold up. Okay. So it does rely on how many cards you have in memory. I understand how this effect works. It's just weird to say out loud. You get to pick up to 2 characters whose who their total power is equal to or lower than X. X is going to be equal to the number of different cards with different names in your memory times 4,000. So then so depending on how many characters of those you can choose, put them into your opponent's clock in any order, and then send the rest to waiting room. So for sake of argument, you have 2 different cards in memory. That would be 2 times 4 is 8,000. You attack. You pay the cost. You look at the top 2. Both of them are like level 0s with like their total powers are like under 8,000. Or honestly, it's not like it's split between the 8,000. It's for like each of them. It looks like whose power sum up. Yeah. So it does. It actually, I think this combines them. You can then take both of those characters if they're under 8,000 total and send both of them to clock. Then the rest of your damage goes through. That's actually kind of nuts here. I know it sounds like I butchered the fucking explanation for this. I'm just gonna say this is cool. This is really nice. And everything else after this is the rare. So we only had 3 double rares, but this eye right here is gonna be so expensive. Oh my! I can see this because this is good no matter what version of the deck you're running, whether you're running this combo or not. But also it relies heavily on memory, so the more different names you can put into your memory, the better. So we got another Aqua right off the bat that lets you send him to memory to choose a particular 2/1 Aqua to summon You have to be level 2 or higher to do so. Okay. And he also has an act to pay 1 rest this. Give a character on reverse of their battle opponent to salvage. Really cool. Gives buffs. Reveal the top card if it's showbiz. Add it to hand. Discard a card. It's like, I've got the golden ticket. I don't know. It's just that's what it made me think of. I know it's not a golden ticket, but that's what it made me think of. If you're into showbiz, this gets buff. You have this also works with that eye that has to go to memory. Or if it's an aqua that comes up at number 67 way later. Okay. More aqua being, I'm suppose being supportive at an event or something. When your other character with Ruby Kana or Memcho attacks, choose one of your characters. This turn it gets 1,000 power. Oh, so if each of your different characters are those, you can get a lot of buff off of this guy in the back row. He's already a level assist. He gives the Kana all the way up top in the front row center slot. On attack, look at the top card of your opponent's deck, put it on top or bottom. Okay. A memory kick anti-change backup. This is like, not just my cards going to memory, yours are too. Let's see. You do have to sack one of your characters from stage to waiting room. So you do have to sack something as part of that. I was like, wait a minute, I missed something on that. Number of cards on top of it. Stop, okay. You have 3 or more cards in your memory with different names. This gets minus a level in hand. Which I feel like 3 or more cards in memory is going to be like the best like number to stop at, it seems. But you do have to have like specifically like the eye or something, so I don't know. Early play. Let's see. Oh, it can also save itself. Very interesting. It heals to the bottom of the deck. Interesting. Let's see. Serve your Encore Step. Oh, okay. This looks like a... It's very similar to the... oh, God, I can't remember her name. It was a card in Hololive. It's very similar to. But you also, like, burn for damage. So, very nice. We have a door combo with this particular eye. Sorry, front row. Choose it to one showbiz character, and waiting room, add it to hand. Then mill one. If that card is level 1 or higher, you get to add an additional showbiz character. See, this is where like one of those cards that like lets you top check and put stuff back how you want it could be very, very beneficial for cards like this. So, let's see. Let you refresh and clock exchange. It's like, let me go ahead and take my refresh damage now, and instead of having to wait. And what I mean by that is you can clock swap and you put a card in. You put a card from hand into your clock. I know it's not exactly dealing yourself. It's not exactly like a refresh penalty. It's just kind of faux. Your clock isn't any different afterwards. I'm just making a joke. Send this standing character to memory. Choose a 3/2 ruby or a 1/0 ruby in waiting room. Add it to hand. Okay, so another card that could easily go to your memory. So we have like 3 or 4 already that go to the memory very easily. Let's see. You can top check a lot on this one to add any card to hand. That's not too bad with the Zakane. Let's see. Level 1 or lower reverser. On play, mill 3 if there's a climax amongst those. Choose one of your opponent's level 1 or lower front row characters and send it to waiting room. So you get to potentially nuke something right then and there. So it just depends on what your opponent has for that. Okay, so we do have standby. When you play a standby, return this to hand. Reveal the top card of your deck. If it's a level 1 or higher, add it to hand. Okay. So you can play like multiples of this. And it says when standby climax 64 or 65. So there's 2 particular climaxes that work with this. Unless they were just like not certain on which one it was supposed to be and they just did that to cover like all bases for the translations. I'm assuming it probably works with like 2 different standbys, which is great. So you can easily run like multiple copies of this, like in the backstage or some shit. That'd be really cool. Let's see. This is placed in state from hand. If you ever know the showbiz, you can discard a card, search your deck for the Aqua Brainstorm, which is a trial deck. Oh, this specifically grabs trial deck cards, the Aqua Brainstorm or particular Ruby Climax combo, and put it on the stage in any slot. I really like seeing this when cards in the set affect the trial deck, or cards in the trial deck affect cards in the set, like vice versa. I like to see them interact. It's very nice. So we're halfway done now, and we have a long way to go. Let's see. Climax combo. If you have the standby, on attack, choose it to one showbiz character in the waiting room, send it to stock. And this gets 3k power. So it's just generating clean stock. It's your typical like 2/2 with 2 soul. But it doesn't have like any of the typical effects like an encore or whatever. But it will get up to an 11k, which is kind of cool. And you guaranteed at least get 1 clean stock off of it. So you can pay out for like extra effects and everything and then like rebuild that stock fairly easily. So that's pretty cool. When this card's damage is not canceled, this gets plus 6k power. Just like a 0/0 becomes a 6/5 all of a sudden. Like, okay, well, you're dead. Or whatever she's attacking is dead. Let's just be real. It's an act to summon a particular 2/2 Ruby. Was that? It specifically summons this one. Okay, cool. You could just sack it you do have to summon from hand though, so I don't know, I just don't care for the summoning from hand as much. It's like you don't save any resources. You save the resource. You don't have to pay the when I say resources, I mean like hand count. You still obviously don't have to pay the stock, which is saving some resources. If you have a particular eye in your memory, rest this, draw a card, discard a card. Okay. All right, we're gonna go lightning speed here. Because we're in the commons, a lot of these aren't really gonna matter. Okay, this is actually kind of cool. When this card's trigger check reveals a climax, you can burn your opponent for 1. That's actually kind of neat. Oh, also, this is actually a really nice oh, it's one of these. Okay. This would be an interesting like standby target because if all of your characters are showbiz, it's a 1/1 8k. If the trigger check reveals any climax, burn 1. But also, when this card is reversed, put the top card of your deck into clock and rest this. So it basically forces you to take a damage, but it can't die by battle, basically. So watch out if your opponent uses restanders. Just saying. Okay. Buffing stuff. I legit thought this was like someone different, and I'm like, oh, it's just Aqua with glasses. Glasses change a person's identity completely, says Superman. Alright, so we have an event. 1/1 event. If you don't have a character with Aqua or Ruby, you have to have one or the other. This can't be played from hand. Search your deck for showbiz, add to hand. If you do not have the eye in memory, you get to pick one in waiting room and send it to memory. And then you send this to memory, which is very interesting. So you can put 2 in for the price of 1. So regardless, this also goes to memory and it will count towards like your shenanigans with that level 3. This is like screaming Danganronpa vibes though, for real. We do have 2 different standbys, so possibly some standby shenanigans I might be able to do later. Either that or I might muck around with the choice builds. Who knows? Alright, so we're in the blue. I was able to go through that a good bit faster. We are in the blue now, so we have 1, 2, 3 double rares in blue. And honestly, the SPs for these even look really fucking cool. Like, that looks really nice. Aqua looking dapper AF. Also, I don't know if there's like a issue. I don't remember if they said, like, people said that there was like an issue with Akane in the show or something. I don't know. 0, 500 Akane. When this is placed on the stage from hand, you may pay the cost, which is discard 1 card. If you do, reveal the top card of your deck. Choose a level X or lower character in your waiting room, add it to hand. X is equal to the level of the revealed card. Then, during this card's battle, when damage you take is canceled, you may send this to stock. Okay. Also, so we've had experience-based shenanigans in yellow, memory-based shenanigans in red. I'm very curious to see what the gimmick is in blue, considering it's going to be like probably like, oh, just 8 pants, you know? So, we have 2 different climax combos for this as well. So this Aqua is a 104k. When this attacks, this gets X power. X is equal to the number of your opponent's characters times 500. So full field, if your opponent has a full field, that's 25. So it would be 65. On attack with the pants would be a 1k1, so 75. If this attacks and all of your characters are showbiz, look at up to 4 cards from the top of your deck. Choose 1 showbiz character or an event amongst them. Show it to your opponent, add it to hand, send the rest to a waiting room. None of the... I like this. This is much better than that BS effect of your opponent gets to pick one of the cards and put it... I know there's shenanigans you can do with that, but I don't like them. It's dumb. Then we have this 3-2 Akane. Okay, so we're seeing memory in blue as well. So there might be some overlap with that. I didn't know if it was going to be like a separate gimmick altogether, but their gimmick looks to be memory so far. Oh, you have to use the eye again. Oh my god. Oh my god. Anyway, when this attacks, if you have the pants in your climax area, and there is a marker underneath this, and you have the eye in memory. Look at all these conditions. Look at up to 2 cards from the top of your opponent's deck. Choose up to 2 cards amongst them. Put them on top of your opponent's deck in any order. Send the rest to the waiting room. Then put up to 1 card from the top of your clock into stock. Okay, so you do heal from clock to stock. Basically for free. I say for free, but it also says you have to have a marker. But it doesn't state how you get the marker. Meaning there's another way to put markers under this that requires another card. So we're going to have to look for that specifically. Remember 68. Oh, let's see which one is number 69. Memcho. And it's a rare. Okay. So basically, I need to remember this. If we had to come back to this Akane, there's another card that has to work with it because I don't see anything up here about markers in the effect or whatever. So anyway, let's continue. All right, so everything else is rare. So we're just going to skim through this really quick, or if I see something for that Akane. Let's see. Oh, this is interesting. It's one of those like flip face up card face down while it's in the memory. If it's in your memory while you level up, you can pay 2 and flip it. So you can't like do it multiple times with the same card. Look at 2 cards from top of the deck. Choose a card amongst them. Add it to hand. Send the rest away. You send it to memory by paying this act. Pay 1, send to memory. Look at up to 3 cards. Add a showbiz character. Okay. All right. So, hey, this might be. Okay. Maybe the gimmick is markers. Who knows? When you pay the cost for a 2/1 Aqua coming up, you can put 1 marker underneath this card to the waiting room instead of 1 stock. When you trigger a climax, if this has 2 or less markers, you may look at the top card of your deck. If you do, place it underneath this card face down as a marker. I'm having flashbacks to Miku from Quintuplets with the marker shenanigans. Please don't be bad like that. Resonate. Pay 1. Reveal that particular Akane that we talked about needing to see what gives it the markers. Reveal that Akane from hand. Rest this. So we have memory, resonate, and markers all in the same color. Okay, we're reaching critical mass here, guys. Look at up to 3 cards from the top of your deck. Choose up to 1 showbiz character or unknown event. Thank you. From among them, show it to your opponent, add it to hand, put the rest into your waiting room. I'm assuming there's like a blue event at the end of this that works with this. Anyway. So this doesn't do anything about putting markers under that 3/2 Akane. So, anyway. we just saw like 3 different things. That's so crazy, man. I'm sorry. Anyway, sorry. Continuing on. Okay, so this does do some what people refer to as level down. So, very nice, very nice. I thought the word sample was on her shirt for a second. I was like, oh, why is that on it? And then I looked over at this one and saw, I'm like, oh, wait, no, that's part of the card. I thought that was the text on her shirt. What the fuck is wrong with me? Oh, man. When this card's trigger check reveals a climax, you can pitch a climax to salvage back a showbiz character. Really cool. Let's see. When this is placed in stage reviews. Interesting. On play, pitch a card to search your deck for 2 showbiz characters. You basically get to craft your hand however the hell you want. Okay. Here we go. This is how you get some marker shenanigans. At the start of your climax phase, you can put a 3/2 Akane from your hand underneath this as a marker. If you do, choose one of those 3/2 Akanes underneath this as a marker and then swap them. If you do at the end of your turn, swap those characters back, choose one marker under this, add it to hand. Okay, so it's you have this on field, you put the other 3/2 Akane under this. Her first effect lets you grab those 3/2 Akanes that let you do all the resonate shenanigans and everything. Those 3/2s go under this as a marker and they basically flip over. You continue with the effect, you flip it back over, and then put the 3/2 Akane back into your hand. So you don't have to worry about losing that Akane as a marker or anything. Potentially just hard cast them again the next turn if you need to do stuff or whatever. Or just have more of these that you could keep just cycling. Okay. I'm liking that. I'm liking that a lot. This is actually really cool. But that seems to be how you do the markers. Maybe there's another marker thing in here. I don't know. Saw your typical spammable brainstormer. This has send this standing character to memory. You choose a particular level 3 Aqua from the trial deck, or a particular level 1 Aqua from the trial deck and from waiting room, add it to hand. So more cards that interact with the trial deck, really nice. If you have 5 or more hand, it gets buff. Battle opponent becomes reversed. If you have 4 or less stock, you can send that character to the bottom of your opponent's deck. That's a cute little smile right there. Anyway, we have a Kana. Level the character crosses 2. This gets 6k power. Alright, so a level 2 Slayer. We have a Climax combo Akane. On attack, if you have the pants. I love this. You get to pick one of 2 effects. One is searching for a particular for those 2 particular Akanes that swap with the marker things. It looks like it says during the trigger step of this attack, perform trigger check twice. I think that's correct. Maybe there's something else tied to it. Don't know. Can't see it. It won't let me like check it out. So don't know what the hell the other if there's more underneath the twin drive effect. So the character across from this is cost 0 or lower. This gets +1 level and 3500 power. So it'll be a level 2 8k. Okay. Battle opponent is reversed if all of your characters are showbiz. Pitch a card, look at the 2 cards from the top of your deck, choose one card amongst them, add it to hand, so the rest are waiting. This is not bad. This is not bad. This is also a very interesting, like a standby target. So this lets you it lets you summon the one Akane that starts the marker shenanigans by paying like 4 stock. That's a little bit excessive even for being able to early play. That's just me. Anyway. When you realize she's a yandere, oh no. I guess that's more of the yandere face right there. I don't know. Just the it's like the sarcastic, like, gasping face. I don't know. Let you do some swapping shenanigans with the Kana. At the end of this card's attack. Oh, this is what the Okay, this is hilarious. At the end of this card's attack, if you have the pants trigger in play, pay the cost 9 stock, pitch 2 cards. If you do, deal 2 damage to your opponent 3 times. When we talk excessive cost, but also a really, really powerful effect, because then it also doesn't, it's at the end of his attack with the pants. So it's 3 damage from him, then burn 2, burn 2, burn 2. But it's 9 stock. Like, can you efficiently get that clean? I don't know. We'll see. Just the... Oh no, the pro tag has powered up. The eye starts glowing. Let's see. Pitch a climax to salvage back a showbiz character. Okay. 2 cards to the deck. Choose one card. Also, there was a whole other effect right here I didn't even look at. Sack a showbiz. Look it up to 3. Choose a card amongst them. Add it to your hand. Choose 1 card amongst them. Send it to stock. So this is like a Marin level first effect. To get like the stock you need and make certain that you can pull this off. We'll see. I would love for someone to like win fucking worlds with this kind of effect. That would be hilarious. I would love that so much. Y'all get to cracking on that one. Oh, this is good. On attack, pitch a showbiz, draw a card. At the start of your front row's start of your opponent's attack phase, move this to an empty front row slot. It's a free runner. I like this though because you can potentially get this off multiple times. Like that's really cool. Especially for setting up like standby. Like that's really cool. Meme. I keep calling her Meme Cho in my head. So anyway, Taishi. Haven't seen you. So a director. Idol. Let's see. Search your deck for the 3/2 Aqua. Uh, 84. Yeah. So it specifically like searches out this Aqua. So this Taishi specifically grabs the other one. It's really like say, hey, try it, go for it. So. I always love seeing like, oh, this gains a trait. On attack, choose a showbiz character. It gets a big buff equal to that character's soul. If that character has Aqua in its name, it gains Precocious. I might be mispronouncing that, but I don't think this does anything. If a first-time Magic player, or if a Magic player was playing this for like the first time, they would be like, I don't know what this keyword does. Because, like, you would see this in MTG where it's like, target character gains first striker, gains a keyword, which basically means it gains an ability. They would be looking at this going, okay, well, what's this ability? And you're like, it does nothing. It's flavor. Like, more than likely, this is flavor, because I doubt that there's anything else in this that's going to, like, play into that. It's just thunking, head empty, no thoughts. Vanilla Akane. Let's see. Start of your attack phase if this is standing and you have 1 or less other characters. 1 or less other characters in your front. Oh, okay. Interesting. Okay, so this is supposed to be, oh, what is it called? From, Tokyo Revengers, the dual laners. This is supposed to be like a dual laner effect. If you have this Vanilla Akane, this gets 35 and a soul, which would make it a 7 with 2 soul. And then all of your other Akane Vanilla get 2k power and a soul. Okay, so this is interesting. Because, okay. Because you could play more of this like in the back row to make this Akane be way bigger. Or play like 2 of this back row and then 2 of this Akane front row? Anyway, at the start of your attack phase, if this is standing and you have 1 or less other characters in your front row, so this is, you have to be in front row all for this effect. All of your front row characters this turn gain the ability, when this attacks, look it up to 1 card from the top of your deck, choose up to 1 showbiz character, or a particular 1/0 event, add it to your hand, send the rest to waiting room. So yeah, it's supposed to be line up with the dual laner concept, but you're not generating like any extra stock. Should be interesting though. Like this is still really cool. And like I said, depending on placement for stuff, you can. It looks like you can do some shenanigans to make this vanilla be very, very big. So I don't know. Mimcho. Anti-change reverser, really cool. 3k backup. When you use the backup, send X cards from the bottom of your opponent's deck, equal to the number of your showbiz characters. Number of gets buff equal to events and showbiz characters. When your other showbiz character is frontaled, you can sack this to give that character 3k, and you can also discard a showbiz to encore this back just over and over. And lastly, we have the event. It's a 1/0 backup event. If you don't have a showbiz character, this can't be played. Level 2 or lower, look up to 4 cards from the top of your deck. Choose up to 1 showbiz character amongst them. Show it to your opponent, add it to your hand, send the rest to waiting room. If you're level 3 or higher, you may pay the cost. So the moment you hit level 3 or higher, you cannot use this first effect. But if you're level 3 or higher, okay, it's this. Pay to pitch an extra copy of this event. Perform the following effect twice. Choose one of your characters. It gains the ability, gets the ability that the character across from it gets -2 soul. So, very nice. Okay. It is not the worst in the world. Basically hand filtering up until level 3, and then at level 3 it becomes a completely different effect. But 4 different pants triggers, all with varying levels of like different kinds of arts and stuff. The overframe rares look really cool though, but this one is like completely different art. So that is it for the booster set. Then we have some promos. We'll quickly go over this, but we also have the trial deck that I will go over really quick. I'm just going to cover the climax combos really quickly in the trial deck, and that's it. Because this is getting on up in time. Oh, this is cute. If this is in front row center slot, this gains 3k power and a soul. It'll be 75, 2 soul with a character encore. This is also cute. I like seeing this. When you use the backup, you can pay an additional 2 stock to burn your opponent for 1. That's hilarious if you can never win a game off of that. Like, just saying. Let's see. Other promos, kind of cute. A lot of different promos. I wonder how many of them are, like, for the shop. This is interesting. Search your stock for up to 1 character. You don't often see that. Anyway, that's cool. And another memory kick, Ruby. Alright, so just to go over this really quickly, because there are cards that like are affected by stuff, mostly the climax combos, I'm assuming, in here. There's cards in the booster set that affect this, so that's really cool. Just to keep in mind, you got some bonding stuff, buffing, auto encore, grab back in a particular event. Grabs that eye? Interesting. Okay, anyway, okay. So this Ruby is a 1/04k. When this attacks, choose one of your showbiz characters. It gains 1500 power this turn. So you can give it to herself, so she'll be a 55. When this attacks, if you have the door climax in your climax area, choose one of your showbiz characters. It gains the following ability. So she will be a, let's say 55, 65. When the battle opponent becomes reversed, choose one of your showbiz characters in waiting room, add it to your hand. So you basically can give it to... Oh, okay, so you could like stack this, like these effects on like 3 of these on field. Stack all of the effects on just 1 of them. And to guarantee like a reverse. Like you could have this kill like a level 0 with like no issue, but you could see something like bigger that they have that you could guarantee get over if you give all the 1500 buffs and everything to the 1 at the very end, and then you could stack the reverse, the on reverse salvage all on that same 1, and then get like 3 salvages. So if you wanted, just saying, it is an option. 2500 backup, nothing else super crazy. When you finally hold hands. Anyway. And we have a 3/2 eye. I know there's another Aqua level 3 in here. Oh, I already see interesting stuff. So it's a 3/2/9/5. On play, heal 1. When this attacks, if you have the door in play, pay 1, pitch 1, deal 2 damage to your opponent, and until the end of your opponent's next turn, this gets the bodyguard ability. Now, this actually is a key word and not just a random ass fucking thing. This particular effect means that as long as the character is in front row center, and they're not reversed, your opponent has to frontal this card. with their characters. So you basically are gonna ensure that you can either keep her from becoming reversed, or try to have some of the 3K backups that are like the memory kicks or some shit, or some kind of big backup so that you can make it so that, you know, she doesn't get reversed and just protects all of your people. So that's really cool. Also, the art for that is very nice, like just for both those. Let's see. So just to check if there's any other this, when I was glancing through earlier, I was like, damn, this is some crazy art right here. Okay, so this was the 3-2 Aqua. It has an SP. That's probably why. Okay, makes your opponent decompress. And that's going to be it. The event, which is really crazy, makes it so your opponent can't play events or backups from hand. Oh, for a particular, the particular eye from earlier. Okay, cool. And that is it. We also have a +2 soul and a really happy little thing right here with the triple rare. Also, that art for the triple rare for the event looks really cute. I will probably definitely be grabbing the trial deck and seeing what I can build from there, just to kind of muck around, just to see what we can do. But for the most part, I am not like super duper impressed, but I do like a lot of the unique effects in here. And like I said, for a while it felt like there was just like a bunch of like, oh, this particular color is gonna be this particular gimmick. And then there's like overlap with certain gimmicks, so that like having the memory stuff and all that. But yeah, I would very much be curious as to how much stuff is going to be going for once this set comes out, because I know people want this set a lot. This and Free Ren are like the two big ones. I think it's pretty cool. We're just going to salute back up top real quick. But yeah, I'm very excited for when this comes out. I definitely want to see how well it does. I will probably be trying to see if I can build something on like the simulator or something for it. But yeah, overall, gets the Cade seal of approval. I definitely will be interested in picking up cards from this set when it comes out, most definitely. If nothing else, going through like some of the alternate arts, because they look really, really nice. So, and obviously a lot of SPs and SSPs. Y'all have fun with trying to pull those. For everybody shiny hunting, have fun. Make the irregular singles cheaper with your shiny hunting, please and thank you. But with that is going to conclude this video. Thank y'all very much for watching. It is greatly appreciated. Feel free to like, comment, subscribe, all that shenanigans. If not, hey, thanks for stopping by to check out the video. And for anyone who did comment down below trying to help with clarifying effects, or especially helping us with like the one effect that doesn't exist up here, if you helped with that down below, thank you very much. It is greatly appreciated, as long as you keep it respectful to me, the video, and obviously the other people, the other viewers, other people commenting. That's all I really ask, is just keep it respectful. That's it. And with that, we will be signing off. Like I said, this comes out on the 20th. I will be taking a look at it when it does. And that is it. We will see y'all on the flip side. Peace out for now.